I'm going to give you a game. You tell me the first question that pops into your mind. It could be anything. And I don't want you to edit it unless a swear word comes up, okay? Or some other horrifying word that we have to dump, okay?
All right.
Week 1, Falcons. What question comes to your mind first?
Tua Tagovailoa or Michael Penix? And who would the Steelers prefer to play?
That's a great question. The first one that pops into my mind is, why didn't the Steelers go harder after Stefanski? I would have preferred him over McCarthy. And won't it be interesting when these two take off new eras with these new teams? That's my first question when it comes to that game. And again, I don't think that that's going to be as easy as it sounds like some people think. You see Falcons, you think win, and the Steelers are 16-2-1 all time against them. But they're coming in with some serious weaponry.
Isn't this the first time they're playing the Falcons since Artie was the head coach? And there was that viral clip of Tomlin yelling at the fan that he was working
yes.
when he was walking to the field.
Oh, my God. Was that a great story? Do you have that clip anywhere in there?
Well, you said no swear words, Joe.
Yeah. I'm blanking working. That was fantastic. And then people wanted to rip Tomlin. That was one time where I absolutely defended him.
Could you imagine if Tomlin,
he was at work
at some point, like working for Sunday Night Football, somebody tries to do the exact same thing and he blows right by, hey, I got to get to the set. I'm working over here.
Maybe. What's the first game that's here? The Sunday night game. Texans, right?
No, Bengals on the road is the first time we will see Tomlin. But in
here,
Pittsburgh, it's the Texans. Yeah, week 13.
Right. All right. Week 2 at the Patriots. I'll go first. I mean, my first question, honestly, is will Mike Vrabel be coaching this team? Because it seems like every single day with Rossini Gate, we see a new photo or a new bit of information. That's the first question that pops into my mind. How about you?
Will Mike Tomlin potentially be coaching this game for the Patriots?
Oh, my God.
Can you imagine that? They go from one Mike to another. Like the Steelers did with Mike Tomlin and Mike McCarthy. What if it's Mike Vrabel to Mike Tomlin? Try saying that 3 times fast.
Yeah, man. That's not going to be an easy game no matter what. I don't think Tomlin's going to be there. But now we move to week 3 against the Bungles. It's another 1 p.m. game, and it's chock full of 1 p.m. games here at the start of the season. My first question here, honestly, when I was looking at this game, the first thing that popped in is, will the Bengals already be 0-2? Now, last year they started 2-0 but lost 4 in a row. The previous 3 years, they started 0-2.
Yep.
So I wonder if the Bengals will get off to a better start, and if they do, if they'll be able to maintain it. This game is going to be a Bear or a Bengal. They're coming in here, if they're healthy, with a obviously loaded offense and maybe an improved defense. And this could be a loss. This could absolutely be a loss. Yes?
This is the Patrick Graham Who Are You game. Steelers' new secondary with Dean and Ramsey wherever he's going to play. Who are you and what are you going to be this year? Because Chase is more than likely going to be locked up one-on-one with Joey Porter Jr. It's going to be Dean against Higgins, Ramsey against whoever they want to match him up with. And how does Patrick Graham try to slow down one of the best offenses in football?
That's a wonderful question. Who are you to this defense? Week 4, Thursday night at the Browns. This is a loss. They're 1-6-1 in their past 8 trips to Cleveland. The question that pops to mind for me is, what is going to go horribly wrong in Cleveland this time? And combined with that, which horrible quarterback is going to beat them? Like DTR, Jameis Winston, Brady Quinn.
Deshaun Watson, maybe?
Maybe Deshaun Watson. Maybe, Shedeur beat him last year, right?
Was it Shedeur that beat them, or was that was that Flacco before he was traded?
No, in Cleveland it was Shedeur at the end of the year. Remember that horrific game?
Yeah.
So what's going to go wrong in Cleveland? That's my question. Yours?
Well, that is number 1 on my list of what could potentially go wrong as well. But It's also the fact that the Steelers have never won a road Thursday night football game against the AFC North. Like, what needs to change for that to actually happen? Are we going to get another snow game in Cleveland like we did before? Is new
On
Steelers...
October 1st?
Joe, it's snowed early before. You never know.
Yeah, given the way things go in Cleveland, we could get a hailstorm.
Right on the lake? What Steeler wide receiver will end up fighting with a defensive back for the Cleveland Browns? Like, will there be George Pickens fighting through the end zone with Greg Newsome? Like, hopefully Bernard and Michael Pittman don't have those tendencies, and I don't think that they do.
Yeah, I'm chalking this one up as a loss here.
Me
Fan
too.
Twitter brought to you by South Hills Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Route 19 in Peters Township. Fan text line brought to you by Edgar Snyder and Associates, personal injury law firm, where they always say there's never a fee unless we get money for you. And the fan hotline presented by Sullivan Super Service, providing trusted plumbing and HVAC service for over 50 years. Steelers schedule is out. When I look at it, I see consistently tough. That's what I see right now, which is sort of unusual. Right from the start, I think Atlanta's a tougher opener than people giving it credit for, and then you're off to Foxborough and then Joe Burrow, and then at the Browns on a Thursday. That's a pretty tough opening 4 games. And I see them coming out of that 2-2, maybe 1-3. I might go 1-3 off the jump. In fact, that is what I'm going, Limits. What are you going after 4?
Same. I'm going 1-3. I think they beat the Falcons and then lose their next 3 games. And they're not going to win in New England 2 years in a row. That's always been a tire fire of a place for them to play. They're not winning the Browns road game. And I think the Bengals will surprise them and get them.
Yeah. Right now, by the way, if you look at early Vegas lines, the Steelers will be a 3-point favorite over the Falcons in that first game. All right, Limits. Let's take people's calls.
All right, Joe.
9 wins. Anybody see a strong variance from that? I certainly don't. It's going to be 9, give or take a win. They are the easiest team to predict year to year, I think, in the entire sports world. How many teams anywhere have had the exact same record 3 years in a row at the end? That's unheard of, Limits. 10-8, 10-8, 10-8. And what was it before that? Not much different than 10-8, 9-7-1. I think Limits went to answer phones.
I was.
You can stop out here and say hello to me at Bowser Chevy in Monroeville. It's a wonderful place to be. 10-8, 10-8, 10-8, 9-8, 9-8-1. How about that? Or 9-7-1, whatever it was that year. Then you had the outlier year of 12-4, and then 8-8, 9-6-1. They apparently think this is good, by the way. And you better believe that if they have a losing record, the national media will say, see, you got what you wished for, Pittsburgh. Now look, you're 7-10. You know that's coming, right?
Oh, 1,000%. 1,000%. And the crazy thing about it, too, is that is going to be brought up on NBC Sunday Night Football with Mike Tomlin there. And they're probably going to say, oh, well, look at this, Mike. They go 20 years without a losing season. You leave, and now they win 7 games or they win 8 games. That just speaks to how great of a coach that you are, Mike. And they just bow down at the feet of Mike Tomlin in a football coaching sense.
That streak, I don't even know what to call it. I was going to call it a winning streak. That non-losing streak of whatever it is now. What is it now? Limits 22 years or something? 21 years? They're holding on to that thing like the last train out of you know where. They're just holding on to it. It's like the franchise calling card right now is we haven't had a losing season in all these years. We went 8-8 4 different times, but we never went 7-9. We went 9-8. We didn't go 8-9. You know, it's going to be the first graphic that they throw up there on any game that's telecast with the Steelers, and it's really become the last thing they have to hold on to over people, right?
I think it definitely is. Like, what else over the last decade do they have to be able to shove in the face of their division? I mean, everyone's won a playoff game more recently than them. The Ravens and the Well, at least the Bengals have gone to the Super Bowl more recently than them. Well, the Ravens have as well, and the Ravens have won one more recently.
So have the Browns.
There's nothing that they have to be able to point their finger up in the air like you love to do, Joe, and say, we're number one in anything other than non-losing seasons in a row.
Well, they did win the division last year, but the times they've won the division recently, 6 or 7 days later, they're humiliated in a playoff game, and it sort of wipes everything away. It happened last year. It happened in 2020 when they win the division, and the very next week, Baker Mayfield and a guy named Frank come here and beat them. Not just beat them, but put 48 on them. So, listen, having said all that, and I honestly mean this, I'm going in with an open mind on Mike McCarthy. I hope it is better. I think there's talent here. I really do. I wonder about the 40, soon to be 43-year-old quarterback and what's going to happen there. I do, but I do have an open mind. I just think that it's really simple to predict.